to the stage, Isak Allen!
Yes, thank you very much, everybody. Came in from LA just to be with you guys. LA to Utah. Isn't that great? I drank the water here, and it turns out it was water. Yeah. Try to use a water fountain in LA, you hit the button, a homeless dude just pops out. It's like, do you have vegan chips? I'm hungry. And you're like, dude, get back in there. I tried it one the other day, I hit it, fire just came out. It's crazy. Yeah, we're going there tonight. It's happening. I hope you guys are good. I've been doing the road a lot, so I'm glad I'm shooting my special with you guys. But I've been doing the road a lot. Road's a tiring life, and one of the openers that I recently had was a Middle Eastern dude, and he was trying to do a joke about how tired he was. But he was so tired that he screwed up the entire joke. He meant to tell the crowd, man, I was burning the candle at both ends. But what came out of his mouth was, man, I was pushing the camel at both ends. And I was like, yeah, man, he had, because it sounded like it made sense. Doesn't that sound like a Middle Eastern phrase to mean the same thing? That you're just tired from burning the candle at both ends? Like, couldn't you just picture two Persian dudes and one's like, bro, I don't know what to do. I work 60 hours a week. My wife says I spend no time with her, but she wants to start family, so I have to get another job, 20 hours in the shop with my father. He yelled at me the whole time. I don't know what to do. And his friend's like, Habibi, you can't keep pushing the camel at both ends. Every time, not this way nor this way, every time. 2 humps, you try to push to 1, always back out to 2. Now you are too tired, no energy, you can't even climb camel. You and camel both stuck in desert. Habibi. Habibi, no. No pushing camel. Just once I want to do a show where like some Middle Eastern dude stands up in the crowd and is like, this is very common saying in Iran. We are very metaphorical people, but they don't really know it. We say lots of things, straight from the camel's mouth. If you can't take the heat, get off camel and set up tent. So metaphorical. I flew here too. The way I get through flights, because I hate flying, I don't know about you guys, movies. That's how I do it. I just watch movies the entire time. Me, all 3 Lord of the Rings extended editions back to back to back. That's the kind of nerd I am. That's how I operate. And every year, I read the books and watch the movies, and every year, I just get jealous. I get jealous because I wish we could speak the way they speak. I want that epic medieval diction in my life. You know what I mean? Why can't we do that? It's just, I'm so jealous. I want to, the red sun rises, blood has been spilled this night. Like, you're right, Legolas. That's a nice way of saying someone got stabbed down the street in the hood. Like, the reason we can't do it is because you have to have the epic names for it, too. You got to have the epic, strong names, and we just don't have those. We have regular names of places and things and people. But Aragorn can go into a tavern and see a fair maiden and be like, hello, I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn, heir to the throne of Isildur, ruler of the realm of Gondor. And she's going to be like, oh my God. Dude, he said he was the king, Susie. What do I do? What should I say? I got this. Hi, I'm Fair Maiden. Nice to meet you. But I can't go up to one of you single ladies after the show and just be like, hello, I am Isaac, son of Daryl, heir to the couch seat of Marvin, citizen of the realm of Flint, Michigan. Please do not imbibe on our waters, for they have been tainted by the black hand of Saruman. I'd get maced in the spy. Okay, run, Susie, get out of here. He's weird. And not even this mace. It'd be the medieval mace, like the ball with the spikes on it. I feel like you women would carry those in your purse if you could instead of spray mace. Wouldn't you? Because like a guy's cornering you at a bar just trying to get, you're like, excuse me, I said I need to leave. Come on, let me just get you one more drink. You're like, I said no means no, bitch. Run, Susie, go. Got a lot of weird intros in my life doing this as long as I have. The weirdest one I ever got was a guy who was hosting the show, was 20 years fresh out of prison. 20 years fresh out. And he got done with his set, which was just all about prison, because that's where he was. And then he goes, all right, that's my time. Thank you very much. And show this next comic some love, because he's the only white comic on the lineup. Give it up for Isak Allen. And in that moment, I realized there are not a lot of Asians in prison. He didn't know. He saw this and was like, we're going to move that to the white direction. Whatever the spectrum is, it's not that way. It's somewhere in that vicinity. So we're just going to go ahead and say that. In his defense, I am half white and I'm half Chinese. That is my mix. I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana, so that was weird. In the 90s. It's all black and white people that live out there. So culturally, that's kind of what I adopted. But I also feel like it gave me a unique third-party cultural perspective. You know, I know a lot of things about culture and race that you guys just don't know. You know, I'll teach one right now. There's only one instance where it is a minority's fault when a white person is being racist. Just one. And that is when a minority goes to a medium to communicate with a dead relative, and the medium is white. Because think about it, they gotta be your dead relative. They gotta channel them, they gotta move like them, they gotta talk like them, you know, hey, motherfucker, like whatever it is. If a white lady in a shawl, hey, excuse me, I want, like whatever it is, they gotta be that ancestor. So it's kind of my fault if I go up to a white lady in a shawl with a little crystal ball or whatever they got, and I'm just like, does my grandfather have a message for me from beyond the grave? And she just grabs my wrist gently and is like, Yes, your grandfather, he's speaking through me right now. He has a message for you. He's saying, oh, hello, grandson. Are you very healthy? I hope you're eating a lot of noodle in your diet. Just so white lady. Oh, very good. I hope you are very good. I love you so much. Every day in the afterlife is so good. And I'm just like, I meant my white grandfather. And she's like, no, it's him. He's just very racist. Oh, sorry. Practical joke for you. Wrong grandfather. Try again, grandson. Ha, 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 ha. Bye. Okay, your real Chinese grandpa's right here. Come on. Come here. I learned watching my parents that if you marry someone of a different race, you will eventually become racist against that race. It's gonna happen. What was once your fetish, now the bane of your existence. Yeah. My dad used to have a thing for Asian women. That's all he dated. Just loved dating Asian women. Chinese, Japanese, you name it, right? And now, it was crazy. He got one. He loved Asian women so much that he got one in the 70s and wasn't in the military. How do you even do? I didn't know that was legal back then. Every time some white male veteran is like, yeah, I met my Asian wife overseas, I'm like, oh, you got one where they all were? My dad caught one in the American wild. Just in the bushes, like there she is, right over there. Like a rare Pokemon, just hunted her. I choose you, Chinese lady, got her. Boop, 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 bing, got her, add her to the belt. And now after 45 years of being married to a Chinese woman, he is like, no more Chinese women in my life. That is it. It's so crazy. I get texts from him randomly all the time about my mom. No apropos of nothing. Like I got a text one day, it came in, radio silence for 6 days before this text came in. It wasn't like, hello, son, hi, how are you, I love you. None of that. It just said, bing, at karaoke with your mother and her Chinese girlfriends. Kill me now. He saw 5 Chinese women on a stage singing, I Will Survive. And his first thought was, I will not. I said, till death do us part. It will be my death. I've decided that will part us. Like I said, it came up out of nowhere, too. Nowhere, just like a racist spammer. I had to reply, stop, in all caps, to no longer receive racist messages. My dad was like, we're sorry to see you go, son. Please reply 1 to resume receiving racist messages. Reply 2 to add someone to the list. And before you go thinking my dad's just some like straight white male bully, sometimes there is nothing more vicious than a 5'3", 67-year-old Chinese woman. I gotta tell you. We all have nicknames in our couples, right? You might call him Sweetie Pie. He might call you Honey Bun. My mom's nickname for my dad was Guilo, which is Cantonese for foreign devil. Every day, what's up, Guilo? And then she would look me in her son's soulful little eyes and call me Boon Guilo, which means half a foreign devil. She would call both of us foreign devils, and she's the only one not from this country. Do you understand? She viewed our house as a Chinese embassy. Like when we stepped out the door, we were on American soil. It was totally fine. As soon as we stepped back in the house, we were under Chinese rule. You go to bed, read Mao Zedong's Little Red Book right now, and you fall asleep. It's crazy. My dad's living in the house on a work visa. If he ain't working, he's out. He's got no diplomatic immunity in this embassy, not at all. She's like, his crimes are not his crimes. Even if they are his crimes, they are his crimes. Like my dad's just doing the dishes even though it's not even his turn. He's like, I don't know, I was just trying to watch the game. I made one crack about opium and here we are. She's so sensitive. Luckily, I have dual citizenship. I can come and go as I please. Having immigrant parents, man, it's crazy. Anybody here got immigrant parents? That's about right for Ogden. Okay. Look, if you got immigrant parents, talk to that lonely person. If you got immigrant parents, if I'm lying, I'm dying. You're not allowed to turn down anything free, ever. Even if it's something you could never use. If I was walking with my Chinese mother and we walked by an alleyway and she just saw like a dusty, torn up basketball, she would just pick it up and be like, maybe I use someday. I'm like, really, Mom? In your Chinese 60s over women's basketball league? What are you gonna use that for? But it's rubbed off on me. Because if this room was nothing but women, there were no men, it was just women in this room, and someone came in the back and was like, I have an extra IUD. I'd be like, move, ladies, move. Get the move, bitches. This is my, thank you. I don't have a vagina, but I'll figure something out. I'll put it on top of the Christmas tree. We lost the star. Now there's an IUD, top of the Christmas tree. We can just change the story. You know the story. Tell the kids about the 3 wise men who followed the IUD in the sky to a virgin birth. Yeah? They'll buy that. Just twinkle, turn it on, put a light on it. I saw this in full effect one day when my mom came to visit me. When I was in LA, she came from Washington down to visit me. She wanted to go to the gym, get her little Tai Chi in, do her little working out, right? On the way out of the gym, at the front desk, there was a basket of individual samples of wipes. And she didn't even look at what kind of wipes. She just walked by, bow, grabbed 50, shoved them in her purse, just kept going. When we get home, I take a shower, I come out, there's wrappers all over the ground, just torn up, used wrappers. And I look up at her, and she's just wiping her feet with them. She's just going. So I'm curious. I pick one up, and I look at it, and I'm like, Mom, you know these are vaginal wipes, right? And without missing a beat, she goes, good for your vagina, good for your feet. And you know what? No one in this room can argue that. I don't care what kind of biochemistry degree you have. We all heard that and we're like, that sounds right. If you guys saw me wiping down this brick wall with a vaginal wipe, you'd be like, that's gonna be a clean-ass wall at the end of the show. We all just thought it was a Confucius proverb we've never heard before. Like one of his B-sides, you know what I mean? You know they had B-sides in Proverbs. You know some didn't make the cut. Just like with the Beatles, the B-sides probably better than the A-sides in a lot of ways. Think about it. There's probably a guy in China who walked by, and just, everybody was like talking about Confucius's Proverbs, and he was like, but there's got to be some better ones. And he sees an ancient scroll, and he picks it up and unfurls it. And on the front side, it says, Confucius say, he who embarks on a journey of revenge must be prepared to dig 2 graves. You'd be like, oh, that's wise, but I can't really use that today. What's on the back here? Good for your vagina, good for your feet. I can use that. That I can use. Just got done showering at a 24-hour fitness. I can do that today. Ma, get the free vag wipes. Where are they? I need to use those. Just wish I was prepared. Nobody prepares biracial kids. No one told me. No one told me that growing up, I was going to start off looking like one of my parents' races, and then throughout the course of time, end up looking exactly like my other parents' race. That's going to happen if you're biracial. I started off looking like a baby Buddha when I was born. I'm going to look like Macaulay Culkin when I die. These are just facts of my life. That's what's going to happen. If you don't think Drake is going to look like Morgan Freeman in the coffin, you're out of your mind. That's what's going to happen. I was born, looked exactly like a baby Buddha. I had a flat face. I had a round face. I had darker skin. I had no nose. Look at this. Look at this. What happened? I had no nose. It was like a button. And now I got this. This thing obstructs my view when I drive. You understand? Some of you men I can see have the same nose where you're driving. You think it's like a fly. You're like, dude, what the? Oh, it's just my nose. Okay. I don't know what happened. Flat face, round head, the whole thing. And then all of a sudden I grew up and I became a teenager and my shoulders broadened and I became 6 foot tall and my face elongated because the white side inside of me just started conquering the Asian side and colonizing and pillaging my genetics, just setting fire to my cell membranes and shooting arrows into them. You ever see a chromosome run for the hills? Because I have. Just taking off down the road. That's what the white side did inside of me. Literally, it took the DNA double helix. You know how DNA is shaped? It just untwisted it, and flattened it out into railroad tracks. It made the Chinese side build railroad tracks in my body. That's how deep racism goes on a genetic level. I swear I went to the doctor. He put a stethoscope up. He didn't hear thum, 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 thum. He heard ting, 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 ting. He was like, I'm diagnosing you with internal racism and identity crisis. Here's a prescription to listen to NPR 3 times a day. It'll help get you over this. And Terry Gross will fix that for you. And now I'm just up here with this big Professor Snape ass nose. Like, I might as well be talking to you guys like, would you all like to hear some Asian jokes tonight? Class dismissed. This guy just said he even looks like him. Yeah. That was the point of the nose thing. You want me to put the wig on too? Excuse me, sir. Those who speak out in my class will henceforth have detention. 10 points from Gryffindor. I just never knew how it was going to manifest physically. That's the craziest thing when you're biracial. It's like most white people or black people or anybody that's like mostly one race can kind of guess how they're going to look maybe from beginning to end. Me, I just had no idea. I'm 6 foot tall. Okay, 6 foot tall. I have a 5'7" wingspan. Which, look at it, it's weird. It's weird. Like, it's crazy. And none of you guys noticed, but now that I said it, you're like, I knew something was off. I could see it in your eyes. You're like, oh, there was something going on. He just cleared it up. That's because as I got older, all my ethnicities just had like a UN meeting inside of my body. And all the Scandinavian countries were like, so we are going to make him a 6 foot tall. So it's very good. He's going to be 185 pounds at the most. Very big, very broad shoulders. And then for the arms, and that's when the Chinese side hit the gavel and were like, we will take care of the arms. It's okay. Go ahead, Finland. Go ahead, Sweden. You're okay. We will take care of the arms. He will be human T-Rex, but very strong, very fast. Oh, I just got this. It's a bizarre problem to have. It's crazy. I look like a create your own character on a video game you just make to make fun of. You're like, look at the way he moves. You're just like, dude, my legs are short, my arms are short. I'm just all torso. It's presented a whole array of problems that suck for me because people expect me to do tall people things that I can't do because I can't. You know what I mean? My 5'2" girlfriend is like, hey, can you get the towels out of the cabinet? I'm like, no. You want to give me a boost? So many different problems. The worst one is I feel like a bitch every day. Because people expect me to be able to fight, but I got no reach. It's weird. So let me tell you how I know this is a fact. It is just emasculating as hell for me. One of my good friends is former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Josh Barnett. I don't know if you know what that means, but it's MMA, the best of the best in the world of mixed all of the martial arts, right? So I was talking to him one day and I go, yo, Josh, my body's shaped weird. Told him about it. And he was like, I go, what martial art would be best for me? Judo, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, what would be the best for my body shape? And he goes, probably something with weapons. Your body, your thing, not enough to protect you or your loved ones. You are a walking death machine of your own death. You know how they say don't bring a knife to a gunfight? Just bring a gun to every fight. Someone challenges you to a fist fight, be like, how about a duel? It'll give me a reach equalization. But I live in California where it's impossible to get a gun. You have to jump through 80 loopholes. So now I'm a grown-ass, 185-pound, broad-shouldered, 6-foot-tall man carrying pepper spray in his pocket in case another grown man approaches me with just hands. That's a terrible life to live. Just me walking next to the tiny college girl like, I know these crazy men in these streets, right? Can't be too careful. Have fun in gender studies. Oh no, a guy. Psst, run. I was sparring with someone the other day. I was sparring with someone, and we both threw a jab at the same time. He caught me in the face. I got nothing but air, right? I stepped back, and I looked. He was an amputee. He had no hand. He nubbed me in the face. You understand? Just came out. The only reason I noticed is when I stepped back, it was long sleeve, so it was just dangling like this, which means it came out like an uncircumcised punch. Like it just came out like a dick through foreskin. I got a non-Jewish jab, a kosher jab, right to my face. And the worst part is it messed me up psychologically too. It messed me up mentally, because now I have sympathies for villains in movies. I have sympathy. It's a terrible way to watch movies. It's because we all see that scene, right? I always have to defend the villains now. We have all seen action movies. We've seen that scene, right? Good guy's beating the crap out of the bad guy, knocks him down. But what does he do because he's a good guy? Tries to help him up one last time. I got you, buddy. You can change your ways. What does the bad guy do, though? Grabs a thing of sand, throws it in his face, beats the crap out of the good guy. And we all watch that and we're like, what a coward. What a cowardly piece of garbage that man is. But I look at it now like, you don't know. Maybe he has a long torso and short arms. Maybe don't judge until you walk a mile in someone else's size 3220 jeans. Isn't that crazy? Short legs, short arms. I can't fight or flight. Evolution just missed me. Just missed on me. When I started comedy, it was so okay to make fun of Asians. It was like the last race you were allowed to openly make fun of, and nobody cared. I was literally standing outside of a comedy club one day. It was a double standard for sure, because you couldn't do that with like other races. You know, I was outside of a comedy club one day, and there was a black security guard and a white security guard. They were talking about their favorite Fast and the Furious movies, so already I hated both of them. And the white dude looks at the black dude, he goes, what's your favorite? And the black dude goes, Tokyo Drift, and just points at me. Like, yeah, that clears it up, right? Yeah, a spiky hair, right? And everybody around me laughed. And I was like, do you think that would work the other way around at all? At all. If the white guy then turned to me and was like, hey, Isaac, what's your favorite TV show about abuse? And I was like, Roots. No. Judging by this guy's noise, see, it's a double standard. It's crazy. I thought he was having a heart attack for a second. That would not be okay at all. There'd be NFL plane flyovers of the games. People would be taking a knee. No one's taking a knee for an Asian dude. You just think he's about to light up a cigarette before he has to go back to his shift at the restaurant. You'd think he dropped his calculator or something. And now it's flipped. Now, I don't know what you guys did or what we all did. It's done a 180 now, and it's the only race you're not allowed to make fun of. It's crazy, especially the accent. Don't ever do an Asian accent. I live in Hollywood. We've all seen movies. You see white people do Hispanic accents, Hispanic people do black accent, but as soon as someone who's not gets a little everyone's like, whoa. Ease off on the throttle, buddy. We're all trying to work here. And I think I figured out why. It's because the Asian accents are the only ones that you can't accidentally slip into when you're attempting another accent. Think about it. We all know that person in our group who thinks they can do accents, but they lose focus and just end up in another land with it. You know, like maybe they're sort of, starting off like they're maybe impersonating Conor McGregor, like from Dublin, Ireland, the spirit of the fighting Irish, but then they sort of lose focus and concentration along the way, and they sort of end up from Jamaica, and you're not sure how they got to this bumbleclad accent. Are you ready to go dance now? Like that happens. But nobody starts off a wee bit Scottish and then sort of loses focus and concentration along the way and ends up from a Hong Kong. Like that's never... Oh, this is Scottish, right? I swear to God I'm doing a Scottish accent right now. I swear to God, Scottish, I'm from Wales, right? No, let me try again. That's like, you can't do that on accident. You are accidentally eating haggis and you're like, dim sum, where did that come from? That's not a thing. That's like saying Dick Cheney accidentally shot his friend quail hunting. You're like, what did he? That's not what happened at all. Elon didn't accidentally give the Nazi salute. He did it. My heart goes out to you. Now, who makes that face? If you ever say your heart goes out to me, you go like this, like, keep it. That's your heart. I don't want it. Sorry, I meant to do an Asian accent. Oh, no. I am a Scottish. I could do that all night. Like I said, I grew up in the Midwest in Indianapolis, Indiana. Dating as an Asian guy, that was the worst in the 90s and early 2000s. It's all right for us now, but man, I blame you women. I think it's your fault. Because you buy into the hype. You buy into all the stereotypes and everything. It's crazy. And I can prove that this is true too. Any man in here, right? Take your woman to the bar after the show, after I'm done killing, and go to the bar, right? Tell your man to go sit down with his friends, and then you go get a drink for everybody. And let any man of any ethnicity hit on you, and watch how he reacts. If they're not Asian, he's gonna be like talking to his buddies. Yeah, so I checked my stock portfolio the other day, and yo, what's going on over here, bro? You gotta take care of this. Let an Asian dude hit on you, and he's gonna be like, yeah, man, I checked my stock portfolio the other day, and the Dow Jones, NASDAQ, just up, down. You never know. Should I get Tesla? Or Alphabet? Is that what it is? Honey, get him a drink on our tab. Ask him for financial advice. I heard they're really good at that kind of thing. Get some info. Anyway, Alphabet, right? Google? But it's because I think you women think that all Asian men are just going to be bad and boring in bed. But I think most of us are pretty decent in bed across the board as Asian men. It's just the same way that every single sports announcer calls a white athlete deceptively fast. Why can they never say fast? You can never just say it. Every time a black athlete runs down the field, they're like, he's got blazing speed, Tom. Look at him go. And then a white dude catches him. They're like, he was deceptively fast. I was deceived by the white legs. It's the adjective I would use, is deceiving for those legs that caught the other legs that I shall not name. That's just us in the bedroom, ladies. That's all I'm saying. That's Asian men in the bedroom. We'll surprise you, you know? Because listen, Tom Brady was what? The 199th draft pick. Whether you love him or hate him, that's what he was. And 32 coaches, teams, and GMs thought that there were 198 players better than him. And now he has more Super Bowl rings than all of them. I'm just saying, ladies, take a chance and go digging in the draft sometimes, because you might find the Asian dude who's the Tom Brady of fucking. No, but you're wasting all your first round picks on these ain't shit dudes, right? Call your mama names to her face, forget their wallet when they take you out on a date. Meanwhile, Chang is sitting over here in the corner with a full head of hair and a 401k. I would like a date, please. Like, Chain can't get you Super Bowl rings, but Nuva rings, that's in his budget. He'll go to CVS right now. Where is one in Ogden? Come on, we'll get one. Plus, us Asian men, we know moves in the bedroom that are exclusive to us, that you other men out there don't know. I'll teach them to you right now. You can try them out on the internet. Everybody's got the name for something, right? The rusty trombone, dirty Sanchez, whatever. There's this one exclusive to Asian men. All right, fellas? It's where you sneak attack in the back early on a Sunday at dawn before she wakes up. It's called the Pearl Harbor. All right, listen, I don't care if you're offended by that joke. Because I got in an incident once after that joke by someone who offended me with their offendedness by that joke. It made no sense. It was this white cougar mom lady. She came up in her heels in person. She goes, I really liked you until that Pearl Harbor joke, and then I didn't like you anymore. And I was like, well, tell me why. I'd love to hear it. She goes, because my grandfather fought in Vietnam. I was like, wrong country, bitch! Did she visit the Great Wall of Mongolia when she was over there too? Dumbass. This is my life, man. These are the run-ins I get in. But I kind of liked growing up in Indianapolis. Indiana's not the greatest. I don't have a whole lot of Hoosier pride, but like, Indianapolis was a decent little city. It was all black and white people. And so those were like my friends. That was there was like 5 Asians in the whole city. And like, I mean, I'm half Asian, but over there, that's full. Like, I was a full, everybody thought I think the only reason I got laid is because I was exotic over there. Like, literally, white girls would take me home and be like, ooh, say something to me in sexy in your native tongue. And I'd be like, okay. Ooh, my name is Isaac. Where is the library? I'm from where you're from, dumbass. This is how I talk. Ooh. Let's make the whoopee in the bedroom. That's how my language talks. But I'm still waiting for someone to explain to me, maybe you can do it after the show, I don't know, why every single time a drunk white dude is trying to convince you to do something that you don't want to do, he won't stop rubbing his chest in a small circle. Just do it, dude. Just throw the baby, dude. Who cares, man? I'll catch it, I promise, dude. Throw the baby, I'll catch it. Nobody's gonna notice, dude. What is it? He always has a look on his face like he can smell his own bullshit. Just, come on, man. I don't want to do it, but the fireball has spoken. Someone has to do this. Come on. That should be the field sobriety test for white dudes. Cops shouldn't do any other test. No standing and on one leg, touch your nose, no walk in a straight line. Just have the white to get out of the car and be like, convince me to do something. He's like, dude, let me use your gun. Hands behind your back, sir. You're under arrest. Up against the car. And the more the white guy tries to convince you, the wider the circumference becomes. Like, if I cover more ground on my chest, I'll cover more ground in convincing this person to do this dumb shit. It's crazy. I had a broy white roommate once, Donovan, of course. And yeah, totally broy white. Like, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? And he would bust into my room all the time when I was trying to sleep when I had a day job. And he'd be like, Isaac, dude, come out here, man. Let's do some shots. Let's do some shots, bro. And I'd be like, nah, I got to work. And he's like, dude, there's chicks. There's chicks out here, dude. They said they're into Asian dudes. I mean, they said they eat a lot of Thai food, but you could work with that, right? You could work with that. If you see the white guy go under the shirt, run for your life. Run. Someone will die that night. Guaranteed someone will die. Just run away. If your girlfriend falls, leave her. Her fate's been decided, okay? Secure your own mask before securing others. Get out of there. Continue in her memory. If a cop pulls you over for drunk driving when you drive off, just be like, there's a white guy rubbing his chest under his shirt back there. He's gonna be like, here's my gun, get to safety, I'll distract him with a Frisbee. Go, go, go. Come on, Tanner, go get it. It's crazy. That's the next horror movie I'm gonna write. It's just called Chest Rub. Just starring any fraternity. Any fraternity. And all the old horror movie villains, they're gonna be the victims now. You know? Wouldn't that be great? You'd watch that movie, right? Michael Myers just coming out with a machete in the woods. Do, 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 He just sees like three white guys like, dude, you want to pledge Lambda Chi Delta? Just sees three guys at a bonfire like, what's up, dude? We got some cervezas. And a fun fact, when a drunk black dude is doing the same thing, he's just trying to say no to whatever the white guy's convincing him to do. Just looks like two grown men with acid reflux disease. Some white dude like, come on, Jamal, do another shot. Nah, man, you got me fucked up. I'm finna go to bed, dog. It's a good time, though. I got my degree in neuroscience, so my tiger mom is super happy that this is what I'm doing for a living. She doesn't at all feel like she paid for chocolate chip and got oatmeal raisin. You know that disappointing moment where you're like, yay, chocolate, fucking fruit? Like. But I will tell you this. I loved studying the brain. I love studying the nervous system. I'm still kind of a nerd about it. But it made me realize one thing. I like animals more than people. Yeah. Because I'm jealous of them. I'm jealous of their brains. Everything in their brain and their thought process is split black and white. They don't think about their decisions. It's just confidence. It's just eat, don't eat, fight, flight, fuck, don't fuck. Like it's all separate things. But we have gray area in our thought process as humans. We've all talked ourselves into sleeping with someone we didn't even want to. We shouldn't be allowed to do that, right? We've all woken up next to someone the next morning after drinking heavily, just like, oh God, you ugly, what was I doing? Who are you? Where did you come? What is my life? But no elephant ever wakes up on the Serengeti like, oh, this ugly tusked loser, what happened? Who spiked the literal jungle juice last night? Has to lift her trunk gently as to not wake him off of him before she does the march of shame home. The way in which I really am jealous, I wish we just had that opposite thing in our brain, is PTSD, right? Because something so bad can happen to you that you wake up 2 years later in the middle of the night like, oh God. You gotta go back to sleep shivering in a cold sweat. But we don't have the opposite of that. There's nothing so good that can happen to you that you just wake up 2 years later in the middle of the night like, yay! No more alimony! And then just back to sleep. What other memory gems are locked in that brain of mine? Hope that time my dog bit my ex-wife is up next. Yay! A lot of beautiful women here tonight. It's always good. I like beautiful women. I think women should roofie their men more. Do it tonight, ladies. Do it when he's not looking. Just do it. I just believe the cause would be so much more noble, you know? You women are full of noble causes, not like men, you know? Men roofie wife for the worst reason ever, sexual assault. That's the only report you ever hear of a man using a roofie. Women, y'all aren't generally out there trying to sexually assault us all the time. But you do hate it when we don't listen to your stories. What better way to force our hand, you know? And when he's going out with his guy friends for the 5th night in a row, like putting his jacket on, all right, babe, I'll see you later. And then you're just mad because he's not spending enough quality time with you because that's your love language or whatever. And then on the way out the door, you could just be sitting there making a drink, being like, are you sure you don't want to pregame first? He's going to think you're the best. He'd be like, oh, thanks, babe. That's exactly what I wanted. Take a sip. 20 minutes later, he's propped up on the couch like a marionette. And then you can tell him all the stories he never wanted to hear. So this bitch Susan at the office, like, she thinks she's cuter than me. And I was like, bitch, I know you got Botox. And she's like, whatever, bitch, so did you. And I'm like, yeah, but not as much as you little duck-lipped hoe. And he just... By the way, my mother's coming into town tomorrow, and she's going to stay in the guest room for the entire month. I hope that's okay. That's when he starts twitching. Wakes up the next morning, I feel like I was violated in my ears last night. Something non-consensual happened to me in my ears. Been with my current girlfriend 4.5 years now. It's going pretty well. We decided we don't want to have kids. Parents kind of bug me. I have two, they're fine, but it just bothers me because I think you parents have this hubris that you carry around with you, that you think just because you have a kid, you're wiser. Like as soon as the kid comes out, you're just like, I know things now. And it's like, no, now your bad decisions just affect an extra person in the house. It's the only thing that's changed. Literally, I was talking to a guy once, and I thought we were going to become great friends. He was a new dad, which I didn't know when I was talking to him. But we were vibing on music, and he was like, dude, my favorite bands are Alice in Chains, Led Zeppelin, Pearl Jam. And I'm like, oh, those are my favorite. We're going to be great friends. And he goes, my favorite song ever, Arms Wide Open by Creed. And I was like, this is over. We can no longer be friends. And he goes, dude, you're not going to understand until you have kids. And in that moment, I decided I'm never having kids. Yeah, if having kids makes me like that band, that's the most effective form of birth control I've ever heard in my life. I don't want that. I'm going to resent that kid for ruining my taste in music. You understand what I mean? Why did I have you? Because all of a sudden I like, with arms wide open. I like that now because of you. They need to teach that in sex ed. They don't teach that. They teach about all the other diseases, not that one. They should have the PE teacher pull down the slide and be like, all right, you need to practice safe sex, kids, because remember, you could catch a myriad of STDs, not limited to, but including gonorrhea, chlamydia, herpes, and perhaps the most dangerous of all, love of 90s Christian rock. All right, let's go to slide 2 and see how your love of Nickelback affects how you feel about anal. Bring it down. Nope. And the crazy thing is, I can't use the logic back at the parents. Because the thing is, parents, you'll say things like that. Like, you won't understand to have kids. Like it's this blanket sweeping statement that actually makes sense, but it doesn't. I'm not gonna know what it's like to set myself on fire until I do it. That doesn't mean it's a good idea. You know what I mean? But when I throw the logic back at him, he gets all mad because he's a parent. When he was like, well, how do you know you and your girl don't want to have kids? And I'm like, because we are the happiest the way we are now. And he was like, well, how do you know that? And I was like, you're not going to understand until you get rid of all of your kids. Just go abandon them in the woods somewhere. Just leave them a hobo pack and a Creed CD. Bye, just leave. Drive into the sunset with extreme guilt and no responsibilities. Parents get mad. They say things like, how dare you? How dare you? Those kids are the light of my life. Well, you got a crappy bulb. You got to change that bulb. That's a halogen. It takes 18 years to light up. I've seen it. Have fun paying college tuition for 1 watt over here. You can turn that up a little bit. I struggle watching women in football. It's just a thing, my era I came up with. I'm not trying to defend it. It just doesn't make sense because it doesn't fit the theme. Now let me explain what that means, okay? Every time I see 3-time Super Bowl champion, 6'5" quarterback with 80,000 concussions to his name, Troy Aikman, up in the booth, go, let's throw it down to Cynthia for the injury report. Cynthia, what do you got? And then a 5'2" bleach blonde who's never even been touched in the head before is like, thanks a lot, Troy. It looks to be an MCL sprain, questionable to return. It doesn't fit the theme. Now let me extend an olive branch to you ladies, okay? I've done the research. 93% male viewership, that's what the NFL is, okay? 93% female viewership, reality television. That's just the things that you love. I don't make up the numbers. Now imagine if straight men were the faces of all of those shows. Your Project Runways, your Love Islands, your Bachelors, Bachelorettes, Traders. Imagine if I was a judge on Project Runway. Look what I'm wearing. I got red pants on for a special. What is wrong with me? You know what I mean? You would hate it if I was a judge on Project Runway. But that's the same thing as what I'm talking about. Like if the judge turned to me and was just like, so Judge Isaac, what did you think about the last model's walk down the runway? And I was just like, I'd hit that. Give me that ass. That was what a straight judge would be like on Project Runway. You'd kick your TVs out the window, ladies. Now let me extend another olive branch to you. What kind of men do they allow on those shows? Right? I know you don't want to say it, but some of you said it under your breath. I heard you, second row. You can't hide from me, okay? Gay men. Gay men they allow on those shows. Why? Because it fits the theme. It makes sense when a guy that looks like Tan France with perfectly coiffed hair and a dimpled bow tie is just like, bitch, that does not work for you. You're like, he's right. It makes sense. Now, if they had that version of woman in the NFL, I would love women in the NFL. If Troy Aikman was like, let's throw it down to Brooke for the injury report. Brooke, what do you got? And then a 6'4", 260-pound lesbian with a crew cut slides into frame and is like, thanks a lot, Troy. It looks to be an MCL sprain. Questionable to return. But you know what? I got my period and I still came to work. So I say ice that up and get back out on the field. Back to you, Troy. Hip checks a linebacker. Get up, bitch. Palms an errant pass, throws it 50 yards into the stands. Put me in, coach. Brooke's my favorite. I'm part of the Divorced Club. That's a great club to be a part of. Divorced. I like talking about breakups in my act. I like it. And why is because I feel like everyone can learn something while laughing at it. Because think about it. Breakups are supposed to be good, you know? And at the different levels of breakup, you learn crazy things. And divorce, highest level of breakup, right? But you gotta be careful, because the higher the level of breakup, the weirder the things you learn about yourself. You know what I mean? Like I learned that the worse the breakup, the weirder the music I listen to when I'm working out at the gym. Isn't that crazy? Any other breakup in high school, I'd be pumping iron to Usher's You Got It bad. Just like, got it. Then in college, I'd go through long-term breakups. I'm bench president of Boys to Men, End of the Road. But then I went through my first marriage and divorce at 30 years old. I was on a treadmill listening to Disney's Hercules. Like, I will find my way. I can go the distance. I don't care how far. Somehow I'll be strong. Weeping in front of grown men twice my size. Like, yo, is this dude crying on a treadmill? Equinox is not for us. We gotta change gyms. You learn weird things. You could tell how bad the divorce was based on the settings of the treadmill. Do you know that? I had no idea. It's another thing I learned. I thought I had it bad at 8.0 speed, just running and crying. I look at the guy next to me, 11.0 speed for 5 miles. I was like, you lost custody and the house? It's okay. It's okay. I don't know how he got it up to 11. Treadmills go to 10. It adjusted to his sad feet. Like some weird sad AI protocol, like these are divorce sneakers, spinal tap, break protocol. This has inspired me though, because again, I want to make some positive out of the negative. That's our job as comedians, you know? So I'm going to start a gym that is just for people going through breakups. It's called 24-Hour Sadness. And each room is going to be dedicated to whatever your breakup is, your specific breakup thing is. This room over here, it's gonna be for women who were cheated on by DJs, okay? You know? Instead of using the sledgehammer and hitting those tires, right? They're hitting turntables with tribal tattoos on them. Like, screw you, Derek, your beats suck! Just get it all out, you know? This room over here is gonna be for people left at the altar, you know? There's just a heavy bag with their wedding vows taped on it. They're just throwing uppercuts and hooks at their faked love that wasn't really there. The flower girl's holding it like, there you go, you got that. Good left hook. Remember how you couldn't get your deposit back? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, uppercut. This room over here is gonna be for men who were emotionally cheated on first by their wives before the wives actually then cheated on them and left them for someone that they worked with because they felt like they could confide in them more and he was being too distant. That might be me in that room, I think, just by myself. I think that's just me. Yeah. I don't know, man. Just to learn stuff. It's good. It's good to open up, be vulnerable, learn stuff. I know I can't date a woman ever again who has a name that is also a word that you could see in the English language. That's a trigger just waiting to happen every day. I walked by a kiosk the other day, and the guy stopped me, and he was like, hello, sir. Would you like to donate to charity? I'm like, why? She took everything from me already. How do you know her, dude? I'm just saying, try breaking up with Holly around Christmas time. See how your caroling changes. Just in front of a stranger's house. Deck the halls with boughs of bitches. Fa la la la. Or when Faith cheats on you, go to church that Sunday. What a weird Sunday that is. The priest goes up to you, have faith, my son. Already did, Father, and so did the whole front pew. So, peace be with you, but she can go to hell. How about that? I'm gonna get this wafer. I hate that bitch. Tastes like resentment. Have you had the resentment today? It's a little dry with a touch of God in it. You know? Thanks for that wheeze. Appreciate that. I'm gonna amplify that on the special. I'm just gonna just right there. It's gonna be my new ringtone. Just sorry, the wife's calling. The best part about my divorce, though, I got custody. He's all mine. He's in the car with the windows up. You guys took that real serious. Okay. He's not. He's at home. My girlfriend's watching him. He's a 100-pound American bulldog. I know. Yeah. Way better to get a dog from divorce than a kid. Way better. You know why? Because all the terrible things that you want to unload about your ex to your kid, you can just unload on your dog and it won't screw their brain up forever. Forever. You understand? I would stumble home every day just drunk in a leather jacket because I'm overcompensating. And I would open the door all sad, but who's there shaking his ass, happy to see me no matter what mood I'm in? My bulldog. And I would just get down. I'd be like, oh my God, Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you so much. And guess who doesn't? Mama, because she sucks. That's right. She sucks so bad. And she abandoned us in our time of need, even though Daddy supported her financially and emotionally for most of the relationship. But now Daddy's trying to be funny for a living, and she needs a guy with a stable 9-to-5 job, and she's afraid Daddy cheats on the road. But Daddy never cheated on the road. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He just falls asleep naked at the end of the show at Ogden with a bottle of Jameson on his chest in the hotel. Ooh, Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you. Give me the jowls. Give me the jowls. Say that to your 5-year-old. See what happens. Gonna be in therapy at 6. He's playing with a Tonka truck like, Daddy called Mommy loose and that's why I kill rodents. Vroom, vroom. The worst part is when you don't see the red flags, right? Isn't that the worst? Especially when you feel like they're obvious and you're like, how did I miss that? My ex-wife was a Reiki healer. That should have been it. That should have been done. She should have just said that on the third date. I'd have been like, this was fun. I'm gonna bounce. But no, I married that woman. Judging by the silence, some of you don't know what a Reiki healer is, so let me explain. It's a specific section of the population, white women, that believe that they have powers and they can heal you by putting their hand near what hurts, closing their eyes, and just believing really hard. Just transfer my little believey energy into you. It's a real thing. I didn't know that until my ex-wife. I'd be in the apartment that we lived in, and I'd just be turning the corner like, man, I got a headache. And as soon as I turned the corner, there would be a hand right here in my face. She'd just be like, do you feel it? Do you feel it? I'm healing you. I'm healing you. I'm like, it's worse now. How did you make it worse? She's like, it's because you're resisting. You have to let it happen. If you open yourself up to it and let it happen, then it'll work. I was like, well, that's what I said about anal last night, and here we are. So, your hand is very sweaty. I can feel it from here. She literally claimed to be a level 2 Reiki master. First of all, level 2, not a master of anything, okay? We've all played video games. If you're on level 2 on Mario, you're getting killed by turtles on a regular basis, okay? Level 2 is not a good thing, ever. You don't go to a corporate building and the CEO's on level 2. No, he's in the penthouse, okay? He's not next to the janitor's closet, all right? And if you're gonna instill confidence in me as my healer, don't use that language, all right? If any of you in here right now, imagine you're going in for open heart surgery, and you're sitting on the bed, and all of a sudden the curtain comes aside, and the guy's just like, hello, I'm your level 2 cardiologist. You'd be like, the hell you are, shut the curtain. Can you get the appropriate level to fix this, please? It's just a bad way to look at it. I literally, this is no joke, Ogden, I caught her Reikiing her iPhone. Apparently this skill translates to inorganic material. I was not aware of this. Do you know what that means? That means in her reality, you could have an entire Apple Genius bar where you guys go, and you're like, my Wi-Fi is not working. And they just take your iPhone, they're like, we'll fix this here at the Genius bar. And your Wi-Fi's fine. Thanks for using our all-natural Genius bar. You're like, really? I didn't know all you needed was good vibes to stop Instagram from crashing. It's just wild. It made no sense. And you know, even if that was true, that only Apple Palms would be allowed to be used on Apple products. Any old Palms could fix an Android, but you gotta have Apple Palms to fix iPads, Apple Watches. It was just crazy. Could you imagine dating someone like that? Like you have to explain them to friends when they come over. That was the worst. My friends would come over and be like, hey, we're here for dinner. I'd be good, cool, I get your jackets. And then my girlfriend's just over here by the microwave, like. My friends are always just like, what's going on with her? I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. The thing stopped spinning, so now she's fixing it. Don't worry about it. We're probably gonna get divorced soon. Charcuterie? Salami? No? And I really, it's crazy. I finally had to tell her, I was like, honey, because I'm an honest boyfriend, which honesty is not always the best policy, you know? You gotta be delicate with it, but I'm honest. I'm just like, look, honey, you're not a healer. Okay, what happened was you got a certificate from a crazy lady burning sage in her yurt, okay, to get rid of anxiety and depression. And I gotta tell you, she's burning the wrong plant. There's this other plant, shaped like this. You light it on fire, it gets rid of anxiety, depression. According to my dad's friend, it turns my mom into a horn dog. Don't know why he told me, I didn't ask, I was 12. But do that. Don't marry a Reiki healer, smoke weed. That's what I'm trying to say. You know how badly, too, I hope that that's the joke that goes viral for me from this special? You know why? I want that to be the one to make me famous because I want to be selling out comedy clubs just like this one. I want to come back and sell this out and just have a bunch of angry Reiki protesters outside. Just 100 women lined up against the wall like, ready, girls? Get him! It's working! I'm just walking like, guys, being Asian's weird, is it? Just die on the spot. Should have known. It's all good. My biggest takeaway, I think, from every failed relationship I have is that if someone's working on their own thing, you gotta leave that person. Even if you love them, it's the nicest thing you can do because they're just gonna bring you down until they figure out what's going on with them. And my ex-wife was that way. She was great, but she didn't have her stuff figured out. You know, she went through a lot of trauma, she went through a lot of abuse and stuff in her past. And the problem was, is just I wasn't ready to deal with it. Because you just can't deal with it because like everything was just jumpy to her. She always needed so much protection. And I already told you, the short arms, I can't, but. So I would try and be, here's what would happen. I would try and be the greatest boyfriend ever, the greatest husband ever, right? By putting my arm around her, making her feel safe. You know, I'd always walk on walking on the outside of the sidewalk, right? All that stuff. Every door I opened for her, every door I opened, even revolving doors. I was like, go, honey, go, you get that one. You get that one. You didn't get it, get the next one, get the next one. But it never mattered because she never worked on her stuff. So every time I would do something, she would just apologize for it in public, in front of people, and made me look like the asshole. even though I was being the best husband I could be. Like we'd be at the Trader Joe's cereal aisle or something. And I'd just be like, baby, do you want some of this? And I'd just be like, no, honey, I don't really like that. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad. I'm like, don't do it. Because then and there's a guy down the aisle like, this son of a bitch. Looking at me like I'm just beating my wife, like I'm grabbing a box of Rice Krispies, like, snap, crackle, pop, bitch, who's next? And now I have to look at a total stranger in the eye who I've never met and be like, dude, she's a rescue. Like, what do you... Can't do anything about that. I found her at a coffee shop. I lured her out with a scone and a latte and said, I can offer you a better life. She's my rescue wife. I don't know. I try not to. I got my own problems, right? My own issues I got to work on too. My girlfriend's had to deal with them, but I'm progressing. You know, anger. Anger was a big thing I had to work on. Never physical, just a lot of that whole. Remember when I talked about my racist parents arguing with each other? Yeah, they imprinted that on me because I'm an only child. So it was just a lot of like whatever in my head. But I did learn something about the desire to fight. To actually, because I'm not a physical person, because I think the desire to get into a fist fight with someone is genetic. Like I think that's just built in to who you are, okay? And my proof of this is surfers. Yeah, Utah doesn't know surfers, what a surprise. But no one's like, dude, I'm surfing in the mountains. Like it doesn't have the same thing to it. Let me explain to you what surfers are, okay? Because I am like you, the way I used to think about surfers until I met them in San Diego and in Los Angeles. Those guys that you think are the chillest dudes ever, that are just always like, dude, let's cervezas on me, dude. It's Taco Tuesday, dude. Let's go get some beers and some tacos, and then we'll shred some gnar, dude. We'll shred some heavy gnar, dude. Those guys beat the crap out of each other every day because there's an etiquette to surfing. And if someone takes your wave, you're allowed to just beat the crap out of them, and everyone's like, yeah, paralyze them. Like they're just, it's wild. And I learned this because my old bass player, when I was in a band, I would tour with him, right? Tour with the band. He was a semi-pro surfer also. And he told me a story about how this dude knocked him off his board, took his wave, and knocked him off his board. So he gets back on the board, and he's just like, bro, what's your problem? And he was like, whatever, bro, shut up, mind your business. And he was like, oh, you want to take this to the shore? He was like, yeah, let's do this, bro. They're literally swimming side by side, talking smack all the way back. Who stays mad for that leisurely 5 minutes? Ooh, I can't even with you right now. Oh, you are just the worst. You wait till we get to the shore. I'm having so much fun and so angry. And then they got to the shore and kicked the crap out of each other for another 15 minutes. I'm like, how is that not just a built-in commitment? He was like, yeah, dude, I just kept kicking him because I took a kickboxing class, so I was kicking him, and he didn't know how to defend the kick, so he just kept flinging his legs out, and I just kept kicking him, and he kept trying to block, and he couldn't, and I kept kicking him. I'm like, yeah, because both of your arms were tired from swimming. You guys were both just Irish river dance fighting, like, bitch, I will fuck you up. And now I'm afraid because I don't have that commitment to fighting, but he does. And now I got to fly with this guy, and I have this knowledge of this is who this man is. He will fight anybody. And I don't want to fly with him on tour and be in some beef with him, some guy on the other side of the TSA. I got to wait for that to go down. Just like, bitch, you want to go? You want to go? And it's going down today. You have no idea what's about to hit you, bro. You have thank you. You have no idea. I'm about to mess you up. Yeah, gate 13, asshole. Gate 13, I will see you there. I will see you there. I will wipe the tarmac with your ass, bro. I will wipe the tarmac with your ass. You have no idea. Yeah, bring your kid. I want him to watch. I want him to see what a little bitch's dad is. Yeah. Wait right there. That's fine. All right, guys. For real, I'm not in shape. I just got winded doing that. I'm sweating. It's crazy. All right. I'm going to end on this crazy messed up joke. I think absentee fathers deserve more credit. Listen, in the end, they did the right thing. They did what they should have done. They left. You want that guy to stick around, ladies? Or would you rather do the job yourself? Yeah, this woman, she was like, nope. My piece of shit dude left. And me and my kid are happy. Just think about it, man. That's crazy. That's like a pilot deciding mid-flight that he doesn't want to be a pilot anymore. Just a brand new pilot coming out of the cockpit drunk, looking at you guys like, I never even liked this flight. I never wanted you. She made me have you. But you know what? I'm still going to fly the plane anyway. And then he goes back in and you're like, no! Just jump out the emergency exit. We got this from here. She's got this. We don't need another pilot. We're good. We are good. She has to stop then at the layover and just kick his drunk ass out and then go find a nice step pilot named Steve in a khaki and polo. And yeah, the flight's not gonna like Steve much at first because he's not their real pilot or whatever. All right, guys, my name's Isak Allen. That's my time. Thank you very much.